as a board member since 2017. And I'm also been at some UFA conferences, and I'm a member of the section in UFA for migrant and ethnic minority health. And we are so much looking forward to this lunch. Someone has to mute. Yes, thank you. We're so much looking forward to this lunch and to learn more about the possibilities for, as a member of the Norwegian Public Health Association, how you can engage both at the European level through UFA, the European Public Health Association, and also globally through the World Federation of Public Health Associations. So I think I will stop there, and then we start with the global level. Do we not, Annica? Yes. So then I will give the word to Marta Lomassi from the Secretariat in the World Federation of Public Health Association. So welcome, and the screen is yours, Marta.
Thank you very much for this kind introduction, and it's very nice to meet so many friends and colleagues here. I know most of you, but very briefly, my name is Marta Lomassi. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the World Federation of Public Health Association, that, as you all know, since NOFA is one of our members, is an NGO funded more than 50 years ago in Geneva as umbrella organization of national public health association around the world, with the aim to bring the voice of the association to the international discussion and also to strengthen the capacity of public health association and professionals all around the world. I will give you today a very brief overview of the organization and ways to join forces. Let me underline that we are already doing a lot together with the Norway Public Health Association. We have up to very recently Geir on our governing council, and also we ran together the last edition of the fellowship program, as it will be presented very soon. So, in a nutshell, our organization is the only worldwide professional society representing and serving the broad field of public health internationally. And we represent roughly 5 million public health professionals around the world through the National Public Health Association. The National Public Health Association are our core member, full member with voting rights, but we have also associate members, sustainable members, and partners, which are mainly regional or international health-related organizations that share with us their value and that join forces with us on statement, projects, and different activities. Our members are spread around 104 countries, and we count about 140 member associations. Our mission that has been recently renewed, because every 5 years we go through together with our members through the mission and goals of the organization, so that to organize, as you all do, the work around the strategic action for a period of 5 years. So the renewal mission is protecting people and the planet, preventing disease, and promoting peace, health, and well-being. And we do that through 7 main goals. Goal 1 is advocate for peace, sustainable health equity, and global policy to improve the health of population and the planet. Goal 2 is contribute to promoting system change and decolonizing public health, which is the key life motto of our current president, Emma Rosenthal. Goal 3, contribute to strengthening and democratizing global health governance. Goal 4, develop and advance public health knowledge, education, practice, and research. Goal 5, grow new and strengthen existing partnership with groups or individuals who share our values. Goal 6, support and strengthen member association. And Goal 7, build an effective, efficient, responsive, and sustainable federation. We have a pretty good global representation. The countries that are in green are our members. We are working towards establishing a public health association where not present, with a focus on Middle East and Africa. And it is developing in a very nice way. And of course, I'm more than happy to join forces with you all if you are aware of public health association in any of the blue country on the screen. We are in official relation with WHO, UNEP, ECOSOC, which means the UN system, and we have the observer status at Codex Alimentarius. What does it mean? It means that we have the right to take part as civil society to all the meetings of this organization, be part of the CSO working groups, so to do all the work that is behind the scene, providing inputs, suggestions, etc. This allows us also to be part of the discussion about the pandemic treaty development, etc. And this is very important to bring the voice of public health professionals to this key international gathering. Few information about how we are structured, which I believe is not so different from how you are structured. We have a governing council with 14 members. We have the president, president-elect, and immediate past president, plus 2 people covering all WHO region. The headquarters is in Geneva. On top of that, we have 4 committees taking care of different aspects like members, awards, nomination, policies, etc., plus 2 task force, one dedicated to being the liaison with the international Geneva and UN, WHO, etc., and the second one mainly on immunization. On top of that, we have 12 working groups covering different areas of public health. I added them all here in green. So we go from One Health, one of the most recent working group developed, to oral health, environmental health, indigenous, tobacco control, etc. Here you have the list of the committees with the corresponding chair. As I told you, we move from policy, membership, nomination, and award, but also bids, evaluation for the Congress, and fundraising for sustainable WFPHA. On top of that, we run a series of activities and projects. So we have very often engagement forum with experts on different areas. The most recent were on immunization aspects. And again, we had the pleasure to host people from Norway. We run webinar to build the capacity of our members and public health professionals in general. We develop policies and run advocacy, and all the members are invited to submit policies. They want to make them international, like WFPHA policies. We develop articles on different topics in public health, research, and also we do joint project together with our members. The fellowship program is an example with Norway, but also we did a joint project with an Italian member for immunization, etc. And also we are running a series of activities on bridging networks of public health associations speaking the same language. We have a special focus on the French one that is running very well. And also we are working on the Portuguese one. It was very useful to be part of the Lusophone Congress hosted by the EPH Congress. And we are discussing for the next steps. And we have also a already very well structured network of Spanish-speaking public health association under the Alliance of the Public Health Association of the Americas. So all these aspects that I have presented now, from working group to being on our GC, on committees, on task force, engagement forums, be proactive and propose joint projects, submit policies or request us to write policies that may be of interest for you, or also ask WFPHA to sign or write together a letter on hot topic in public health, is something you can consider on the table as an offer, and that we will be very much keen to discuss together. On top of that, we have 3 main initiatives: the Congress, the World Congress on Public Health, the Global Public Health Week, and Young WFPHA. So I will start from the last one. Young WFPHA is the network of young people, end of study, beginning of the career, and it's very broad and huge. And we are trying now to federate all branches of public health association that have a dedicated area, structure, working group for young WFPHA. So to make sure that the voice of the young people internationally is strong and coordinated. I will spend a few words on the Global Public Health Week. That is an initiative that we have since 4 years, and we have been inspired by the amazing initiative Focus on Europe of the European Public Health Alliance. We developed the global one with the idea that if we make global noise around public health, we may be better heard by politicians, journalists, people, citizen organizations, to make sure that no one forgets the importance of prevention and public health. Our week is run around the World Health Day, April 7. This year is from April 7 to 11, under the main theme of redefining equity, decolonizing public health for an healthier world. And we really invite you all to organize as many events as you want in the format, language, with the approach you consider more appropriate. What we do is to give visibility on our media and social media, and also to organize, of course, some events. The other event I want to highlight is the World Congress on Public Health, the 18th. It will be run in South Africa, Cape Town, 6 to 9, 2026. And we really invite you all to save the date and to make sure to be there, to submit an abstract, and to contact us if you have specific ideas or ways that for you are important to make sure your organization is part of the event. I stop here, but I'm more than happy to take any question whenever you want.
Thanks a lot, Marta. There's Ragnhild, there you are.
Sorry, I was thrown out from the room that I first got, so I have to find another room. So if you can just lead now, Annica, I'm sorry. I'm at the psychiatric ward
Yes.
with my
Thank you so
students,
much.
so yeah, it's a bit complicated.
Yeah. Okay, thanks so much, Marta. And I think it's a pleasure to work together with you and the organization, and we hope that more of you are going to be joining the force. And Geir Sverre, you're here and you're part of our board, and you have really taken a part of the work in WOFA. Maybe you would like to say something? Oh, we can't hear you, Sverre. There's something wrong with the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you, yes.
Yes. Thank you, Marta, for the presentation of the organization. And I'd like to draw the attention to the website, so World Federation of Public Health Associations, because there is quite a lot of interesting articles and material to read there. So just log in and take a look at the material on the website.
We will. Okay, thank you so far, Marta. And then I would like to give the word to Juhani. And it has been a pleasure to get to know you when you were here in Norway. And now you're going to tell us a little about what happened here and how you can use the knowledge that you get here. Okay, so the screen is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Annica. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, all right. So again, thanks everyone for inviting me. Happy to see some familiar faces here this lunch. So I'm here to talk about what happened or what I experienced during the WFPHA fellowship program last year. So around October and November last year, I, with the help, with the support of the WFPHA, they selected me as a fellow to go to Norway to look at more mature public health associations. An example of a mature public health association. So for us to learn, for the Philippine Society of Public Health Physicians to learn from the Norwegian Public Health Association, and also look at the public health system in Norway as a whole. So yeah, so it was very interesting 1 month fellowship. So it was a month. I was able to visit 3 cities, Bergen, Tonsberg, and Oslo. I attended 3 conferences. I was able to attend the public health conference of NOPA. Also attended 2 additional conferences on digital health, and one by University of Bergen Pandemic Center on multi-crisis. I was also able to visit 8 institutions. So these are the institutions that I visited, 2 universities. I was able to visit the Norwegian Institute of Public Health, OsloMet, the Directorate of Health. Also, I was connected to the Embassy of the Philippines in Oslo. So that was very interesting as well. So yeah, so the first objective of the fellowship is to connect emerging or young public health associations with more established public health associations. So yeah, the Norwegian Public Health Association is 20 years our senior here in the Philippines. So it was really good to connect to Norwegian Public Health Association members and learn from you guys. So special mention, of course, to Ragnhild, who was sort of my mentor, my close buddy and mentor during the stay, and also Annica for inviting me to her home. Also, a special mention also to Lasse, who was there, Lynn, and sort of a send-off dinner. So yeah, thank you so much for that enriching experience. So yeah, also the goal is to develop partnerships and practices that will positively affect and improve public health. So for example, when we visited the Sustain project housed in University of Oslo, we talked about doing co-writing research grants and professional education opportunities, mainly in the field of climate health and planetary health and sustainable health. Also in University of Bergen, I was able to meet there Elizabeth Fosse, also one of your board members, and we promised to coordinate and organize a few webinars on social determinants of health, and maybe also do collaborative research on that. When I visited the Directorate of Health, I was able to meet several experts from different fields, and we hope to do a webinar on public health profiles. In Norway, you have your public health profiles, which I think is an interesting way for you to give feedback to your municipalities, your towns, on what their health system performance is. We don't have that in the Philippines, and we're starting to explore how we can do that, so we can also provide timely feedback for our local health stewards to improve our health systems at the local level. And also, of course, to continue knowledge sharing opportunities. Meanwhile, at the Norwegian Institute of Public Health, we also talked about possible webinars, and also we have started a discussion on the establishment of a public health institute in the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, just for context, we do have separate centers that can be tagged as a public health institute, meaning they can do third-party evaluations of existing public health policies in the country, but it's not as their role is not as well established as the Norwegian Institute of Public Health. So we can sort of explore on how we can strengthen those functions in those institutions, existing institutions here in the Philippines. So yeah, another objective of the fellowship is to document successes or challenges that could serve as a learning tool for all public health associations. So as I mentioned, when I visited the Directorate of Health, their public health profiles was really interesting, and potentially we hope to see if we can do something similar here in the Philippines. One of the practice of the Norwegian Public Health Association are your public health forums, which are focused co-creating activities with policymakers. So I think this year, one of the goals of the Philippine Society of Public Health Physicians is to strengthen our presence in the legislative, in the Senate and the Congress bodies here in the Philippines, to participate in legislative hearings. And we hope also to do that in public health forums this year. And maybe we can invite you guys later on to participate or to be an observer. Also, we saw how successful the public health conference that last year was. And we saw how you were able to engage the local governments in designing and planning the public health conference. So next year, for this year, because we're going back, our public health conference would be held again in the capital, in Metro Manila. But next the year after that, we hope to do it again in a regional or provincial setting, and we hope to copy that practice in the future for our future public health conferences. So we also visited Volunteer Norway. So we hope to copy them in strengthening the role of civil society organizations in nation building. It was really interesting how civil society organizations are part and parcel of nation building in Norway. So we hope we can look at the same setting here in the Philippines and see how we can also improve the participation of civil society organizations. Finally, another objective is to align equity and public health globally. And when I visited the embassy of the Philippines in Norway, what we mainly talked about is health workforce and the inequities of health workforce, the rights of health workers, both in Norway, migrant health workers in Norway, Filipino migrant health nurses mainly, and also in other countries as well. So the embassy of Oslo asked me to create a sort of a draft concept note to see on how we can make investments in health workforce capacity building more equitable around the world, in particular between Norway and in the Philippines. So we talked to, of course, Ragnhild, who represented the Oslo Met, and we talked to several experts in migrant health and health workforce. So if there are sort of public health practitioners here in the field of health workforce, it would be good to hear from you and talk about this in depth in the future. So some of my reflections. So yeah, when I was there, the talk of the town is really the prolonged Israel-Palestinian war, and so Ragnhild was able to bring me to University of Oslo Medical School and listen to some of the students, and their stories were really really moving, and sort of gives you a perspective of what really matters in public health. And while I was in Norway, it was the first time, I think, in recorded history, or since in 1951, that the Philippines was hit by 4 different typhoons. So I'm not saying that typhoons and war is the same level. It's just that we're all sort of going through different crises at different times. And I think just empathizing with different countries and seeing that we're just living in one planet, trying to do what's best for our countries. It's really a moving thing to see how other people, how other countries are also doing it. So that's sort of one of my reflections as well. And when I was that past month, I was able to gather so many ideas, so many possible collaborations, and I would really like to see how we can move this forward, and more importantly, to regularly communicate with the Norwegian Public Health Association and see how we can work together, since we are no longer in an extremely connected world. We sort of have to reach out and talk to other people, since our health systems are essentially connected. So that's mainly my reflection, and sort of the importance of really not being isolationist in this time, and really reaching out and collaborating with other countries. So I thought of a few potential ways forward, but these is just a sort of a limited list. So if any one of you are interested in collaborating with low middle income countries such as the Philippines, we have connections to lots of different public health experts here, health econ, health service researchers. So we can do research proposal writing in these different topics, such as social innovations in health system governance. We can also do sort of a comparative analysis of health systems in Norway and the Philippines. One of the key reflections that I had was, even though Norway is a high resource country, sometimes we have the same set of challenges, such as a depleted workforce in isolated or geographically isolated areas. Also, most of your local governments are also pining for more budget, which is also the same situation here in the Philippines. So it's very interesting how we sort of share also the similar challenges despite the differences in context. Also, we have a current research grant right now here in the Philippines. So a 2 million Norwegian kronos health equity research grant, but the deadline is February 17. But if you have any ideas, we also have a draft for a proposal on health equity research. So if anyone interested, please contact me. Also, as I mentioned, we have ideas for several webinars through our TalkPH platform. Our society has a webinar platform, a lot, which is well attended. Around 400 to 600 public health practitioners in the Philippines attend these talks regularly. So one of the potential topic areas would be maximizing participation of local governments and NGOs in generating public value. I think one of the strengths of Norway is that your government agencies as well as non-government agencies are able to really dig deep and contribute deeply to public health. One example would be your police force doing public health work, which is sort of unheard of here in the Philippines. So that would be an interesting story to tell through that webinar. Also creating feedback mechanisms for health system leaders. As I mentioned, the public health profile is an interest to us, but if you have other practices, we can also share it through the TalkPH platform. And in general, just to share a sort of health system challenges that are immediate right now. So we are in the Philippines, we are focused on interoperability of digital information systems. We need our electronic medical records to talk to each other. So if there are digital health experts, or some of you are interested in digital health, especially in interoperability, please reach out. And also the decentralization of health services and other health system responsibilities to local governments. But of course, we are free to pursue other ideas. So if you are interested in working in a country, Philippine country contracts, please reach out. So you may reach out via my email, or you can add me on WhatsApp and message me directly. But I promised Annica, I promised Ragnhild that I would be sending frequent emails updating on what other potential opportunities are for collaborations between NOFA and PSPHP. So again, thank you so much to the WFPHA and the Norwegian Public Health Associations for that enriching fellowship experience.
Thank you so much, Juhani. It was great to hear you sum up the experience of the fellowship and all the fruits that it has already created, and or the seeds, and which hopefully will grow into something more collaboration. And I see, Marta, you have a question or a comment?
Just a
Please.
comment. I just want to reiterate what's said by Juhani. Thanks a lot to NOFA and to all of you for the amazing fellowship program that you have organized. This is a great value for all of us, and I really, really appreciate all the efforts you have put in this very successful program.
Thank you so much, Marta. It was a pleasure to have Juhani here. Such a engaging and yeah, you are just an inspiration, I think, for public health people with your skills and your energy and all your ideas. And I can tell you, I had a meeting with Bernadette and Kirsten, the other day regarding looking at the project on migrant or international educated nurses and collaboration with the Philippines in that regard. So already some work going on. So that's great. Okay, more questions or comments? You have had a lot of applause, I saw. I think all are impressed by your presentation. Annica?
Yes, I have a question about the fellowship program. Would it be possible for members from our next organization to also be in the fellowship program and get out and go to another country? Marta?
So let's say people that apply come usually from a less developed public health association and are hosted by a more developed public health association. It doesn't mean that it has a specific geographical connotation, but this is the basis. So from a less developed to a more developed one, and being part of the core staff of the organization in, let's say, a mid-level career, with the idea that what is learned can be taken back to the organization and be implemented over the year.
I understand, and it was a pleasure to have you, Annie, here. So if it's possible for us to get a visitor again, we would love to do it again.
That's true. Okay, then we will hear from Charlotte Marchandis. Yeah. And you are from the European Public Health Association, and we're looking forward to hear about that organization. Please.
Thank you. Good morning, Hvordan. How did it? Trying my best.
Good.
Okay,
We are all good. Thank you.
Good. And I'm here also with Monica Brinsack, you see here. Monica, maybe some of you have known her because she was our Youth Next coordinator, and we're really, really happy to have her as network coordinator in UFA, a new role to support members. So that was really important for her, for us to have her here today. So I'll share my screen, and UFA, our new motto is "We're here for you." So anything, how can we help you? Is that what we want to do with our new strategy, based on evidence, obviously, equity, and Marta, you reminded it. How can we get to the people that are left behind? It's the basis of public health, and sometimes we need to put it at the center again, because we have good themes, well things, economy of well-being, and so on, but there's no public health without equity and engagement and empowerment. It's what we're going to do now. So we are the umbrella organization. We have a network about 35,000 public health professionals with 85 members in 47 countries. Most of you are national public health association. We also have institutional members, individual members. Those individual members are people who want to set up an national public health association in their country. We really also count on strong association like yours to see how we can connect you with these individual members and help them know and that if you had challenges and you overcame them, how they can learn from you. So this is really important. We are also 2 global members. And you for next, I'll come back to you to it. We're really trying to see how we can have also more members instead of raising the fees. We think it's a better option for everyone. We had discussion in the governing board. The members are the governing board. The members are leading the association. They elect the executive council. And we really like to see, for instance, in France, I'm French, I come from public health activism. I also come from healthy cities, and I've been in consultant for WHO in health in all policies to make a quickie background. But we have the French Public Health Association with member, but we have a national association for health and environment, and they're not a member. So one of the first things I did is call them and say, why aren't you a member? So instead of having one association, we have 2 associations in the same network. So please, if you think about other partner association, if we get together, we amplify our voice. If we amplify our voices, we may be heard. And the first question I ask you is how many people are working in WHO in 193 countries? 7,000. So it's actually the civil servant of my city, Rennes in the west of France, which is like the 10th city of France. All the civil servants of the metropolis is 7,000 employees. So it's really little. We don't know what WHO is. We talk about it. We don't know. We are getting the cultural battle. We want to be better. We want to advocate better. We want to amplify our voices so that people know what is public health, why we need evidence-based public health information, and how can we make it more tailored to politicians. Because if we come with our public health jargon, proportionate universalism, UHC, ACG, they don't get us. So our job, and we've been hiring for that, is to help you connect with your politicians with advocacy tools that are tailor-made, that you actually reach out to them in a language they understand, while it's always evidence-based. Our new strategy, I won't get into it. Of course, you will have our slides, but I wanted to show a little bit more how we want to develop that. And the new strategy, we have this new objective. Monica, would you like to say a word?
Yes, thank you so much, Charlotte. As Charlotte was saying, we are here for you. So this will be my role. I'm very happy to have started a while ago working with UFA in the position of network coordinator. And my position, my job description is to be here for you, is to take care of you, our member, all of our members, all of our sections, to make sure that everyone that is part of the UFA network actually feels like they belong to a family, to a bigger family, to the UFA family, the family of public health professionals from Europe. So this is why I am here. So please reach out to me, to Charlotte, if you have anything that we can help you with. Now going back to the slide, we have a strategic objective on this. So it's not only that I am here, but we are strategically working on this. This is part of our vision. This is part of our core business. And we want to empower Public Health Association. We want to empower all our members, supporting the national public health authorities, associations, to translate the research that they're doing, all their work, into impactful interventions and to amplify their voices at the EU level. That's why we have quite a big team now. I will gather all the information, all the work that you'll be doing, all your areas of interest, to make sure that we take them to Brussels, to make sure that we actually create an impact together. Because alone, of course, alone, we are professional, we are working so much, we are doing research that matters. But the reality is that alone, we don't have the power to create a big impact, a big splash, but together we can create a big impact, and we can work towards healthier communities. And among the objectives that I mentioned, we have two specific objectives, namely to support the members in science dissemination and contribution, and to support the best practices and cross-country collaborations. For example, if we identify that you're doing something amazingly, and that is something that is very efficient and saves you resources, time, and improves the health of the population, we will take that example and we will give it to another country, and we will connect you to make sure that we are not reinventing the wheel, but we are learning from each other, and we are maximizing the limited resources that we have. So I am here for you. Please let me know how I can help, what do you need from my side, and how we can work together for healthier communities. Thank you.
So, thank you, Monica. I hope you're convinced. What can you do with us? You can join a section. You've been already saying you're a member of one of our sections. We have 29. I'm not going to go into details. They're SIM network gathering experts and delivering webinars, newsletter, conference. It can be midterm conference in different countries. It can be conference or pre-conference during EPH. It can be e-collection, it can be publication, it can be statements. So you name it, we can accompany you to join the section and become an active member. We have the European Public Health Conference, which last year was like the first time ever that we had to close registration, maybe because it was Lisbon too. It's really attractive, but we had 3,200 people. That makes a big conference. We're trying to innovate here and see how we can do things better, more targeted. We had the Pechakucha session, we had sessions on professional development. People were happy on that. Next one is Helsinki in November 25, and on investing for sustainable health and well-being. And in 26, it will be Bilbao on the urban and global synergy. And there, I mean, you mentioned it, Juhani, we are connecting with Healthy City, not only because I come from there, but because we know it's where public health happens. You have €100 reduction, which is good. We have UFA Next. Maybe I'll leave you, Monica, to say a word on UFA Next.
Yes, thank you so much. So before joining UFA more officially as network coordinator, I was leading UFA Next. And UFA Next is a network of around 4,000 young professionals to empower and connect the next generation of public health professionals across Europe. And what me, my team, and now the current team of UFA Next is doing, they're working and they're trying to advocate for students, young and early career professionals in public health to make sure that their voices are being heard and their future is not being planned by someone else, but they are actually active in the part of planning their future. And in order to make sure that we are connecting and empowering youth and early career professionals, we are offering the fellowship program during the European Public Health Conference. We usually select around 6 fellows that we provide with a specific program based on their interest, and they attend those sessions. They are covering them on social media. They are writing a blog spot. This year it was a short article for EuroHealth. They are having mentoring sessions with high-level people like Martin McKee, Natasha Zobarty, Musrat, Charlotte Marchandise, and so on. And they are seeing the insides of a conference. They are being thrown in the craziness and the beautifulness of what a European Public Health Conference is. Then we have the abstract tutoring program. So if people are in the early stages of their career and maybe it's the first or the second time submitting an abstract, it can be rather difficult. It can be difficult to know what to put in an abstract. So what we're doing, we are asking them to send us their abstracts. They are sending us abstracts. We are sending them to reviewers. which are giving them feedback, and then we're sending them back so they can improve their abstract and they have a better direction in which they go. And we have quite good results from the previous years. Around 90 something % of those that submitted an abstract for the abstract tutoring program had an abstract accepted. So that is a very good result. Then we are offering the mentoring program, which is at its second edition. It's a 6-month program in which we are matching students, young and early career professionals, with more experienced professionals, and we are giving them a context in which they can ask questions and they can be mentored. They have around 6 meetings, so a meeting every 4 to 6 weeks, in which they meet online and they discuss the topics that are of interest for them around personal, professional life, depending on what their objectives are. And then we have UFA Next at European Public Health Week. Both last year and this year, we are having a dedicated day for the next generation. Last year, we organized an event, a training in Brussels, and it was immensely successful. We had a lot of people from the Commission, the next generation of the Commission, of the Parliament, of the Council, of WHO, of pharmacists. So we had a lot of people that joined, and it was very successful. And this year we will have another day dedicated to the next generation, and then we have IFA Next at European Public Health Conference, during which we are organizing sessions dedicated to those that are either first-time attendees or in the early stages of their career. Namely, we have, for example, sessions for people that are attending for the first time the conference, because, you know, it's a conference that hosts between 2,500 and 3,000 people, so it can be a bit much for people to be thrown into this haziness. So we are offering that. We are offering informal events during the evening so they can network and they can have the chance to meet new people. We are offering, for example, pitch presentation for them to learn how to do a pitch presentation. We are having sessions with the editor-in-chief of the European Journal of Public Health so they can learn how to publish their work. So we're having many sessions dedicated specifically for those that are in the early stages of their career, so they can have an advantage, they can have an easier way of starting their career, of their professional life. And yeah, we are there to help them. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. So yes, we publish a European Journal of Public Health, a scientific journal, open access. You have 20% reduction of the open access charges. If you want to talk about it, we'll be very happy. We had a webinar last year with Peter Alebeck. As member, you can access the resource module of UFA with your password. If you don't get it, please come back to us and you can see the webinar so that you know more about how to publish. It's peer-led. It's not that easy. It's like the abstract. We have a high rejection rate, but we're here to help and see how we can do that. We also publish supplements and e-collections. Especially now we're working on the EU presidency to see how we publish the best of the scientific journal for a theme that is led by EU. We have a new head of advocacy and policy, Sarah, and our motto is what happens in Brussels should not stay in Brussels, because it's a bubble. Things are happening there, but we need you to know. So we need to connect you with your member of European Parliament so that they can come to your event. We just did that in Romania to say, okay, we have a midterm conference of a section in Romania. We are in connection with the MEP. He's in one of the health committees in Brussels. Let's get there. We're going to have a monthly webinar with Sarah to tell you what is happening in Brussels so you can take it nationally and you can do something. And what Monica said before, if you have something that you're doing, it's also our job to get it back to Brussels. So here we're doing the connection and doing more things and telling you what are the priorities. And advocating together, it's something we do with our NGO partner. We don't want to do it alone, so that we advocate because, yes, the health budget is not the priority budget in the EU, despite the fact that the people, European people voted for health. It was their first priority when they voted. This is something we should be a little bit louder about, that it's a priority of people and not the priority of MEPs. We have a newsletter, we have a rapid response team. That is something we are proposing to politicians and journalists. If you want to know the latest about the topics, you can just call us, and we'll get you something that is not a master or a PhD thesis of 1,000 pages, but we give you a briefing and we connect with the best researcher from our sections to tell you what's going on, for instance, on the mpox or the pandemic agreement and things like that. European Public Health Week. So last year, Bulgaria was the country that did the most. So a little challenge for you. I think you have big plans for this year. Congrats on that. This year, the theme is Innovation for Resilience, Shaping a Sustainable Future. You can organize events together with your National Public Health Association. And these are the daily themes. Some things are online, some things are in person, some things are in Brussels, such as the Youth Day, LED Day, that we really want to also have this moment to connect them and connect all the kind of youth network. The World Federation was there too, the Blue Book trainees from the Commission and so on. We also want to do a hackathon because everyone talks about public health innovation. It was the theme of the conference in EPH. What is innovation? What is the health data? I mean, we are working on this project of the health data space in Europe, but if you talk with people, they don't know what it is. They don't know what is all these machines and all this DIY and all innovation. So we want to create a place where people, especially politicians, can touch innovation, where we can bring your innovation there. And when I'm talking about innovation, I'm not talking only about AI. I'm talking about low-tech innovation. I'm talking about functional innovation, about reverse innovation. We have so much to learn from the South. I worked a lot in the vector-borne disease, vector-led diseases, like with the mosquito and everything. I mean, countries from the South know more than we knew in France. So we need to think things differently. So we'll do a hackathon. Happy to talk with you about that. We have member working groups. These are two of the working groups that our members want to lead. One on war and peace with Ukraine and Israel, and one with working with National Institute. How can we get recommendation? Again, what said Monica, let's not reinvent the wheel. So if you have ideas, these are the kind of thing. We also want to structure working groups so that we have an outcome. So it's 3 times. First is to set up the stage. Second is to gather things. And third is to do recommendation. So we're getting a little bit more, we don't want blah, blah. We want to say, okay, we're setting up a working group because this is what we want to achieve. Everything we do now. We have lots of partners, not getting into that, but for instance, the MOU with WHO, they're publishing the WHO Alcohol Policy Playbook. How many of you have heard of it? Please raise your hand. Yeah, exactly. WHO produces amazing things. They do that, but nobody knows about. So we said to WHO, okay, let's make a webinar. You present your playbook to our members, and they say, oh, wow, this is interesting. How can we use it? We want, in Norway, we want to do something with it. And then we'll come back to WHO and tell you what worked and what didn't work. So again, we want to be this interface. There's also, you probably don't know, the WHO Euro wants to do country cooperation strategy with all European countries. It didn't exist before. Well, our goal is that the National Public Health Association will be invited to participate. So WHO doesn't just build it with the ministries, but you are invited to it. So we'll keep you informed so that you are in the loop. Otherwise, we build capacity. We have a big project with a global network for health policy. If you're interested, we're going to set up a training on the basis of health policy and do a pre-conference in next EPH conference. We want to strengthen the public health workforce. If we don't have continuous development roadmap, we will not get heard. We are probably, I mean, if you go to EPH conference and you're a medical doctor, you get credits. If you're not a medical doctor, you don't get credit. We don't have proper credits as public health professional. We are all, I'm pretty sure all of you work with community public health worker. Those people from the community getting to tell people you need to get vaccinated. I don't know in Norway, but for what I know, any place I've been working, they don't get a proper recognition. They don't get a path so that they can rise up and that you can use them. But they are the first people in the front line when a crisis happens. How can we make it better? How can we recognize it? And let's say also it's really connected with employment policy. If any engineer, they have accreditation worldwide that makes that their job is important. Any big company, they ask the people to do continuous training and have badges and have proof. Public health, we train ourselves so much, but we don't recognize. So with ASFER, with WHO and some partners, we want to be better at that. So if you have idea, if you work with community health worker and you want to empower them and have them get into this level, connect with us. And I'm done here. Hope it was not too long, and I hope you have questions.
Thank you so much, Charlotte and Monica. It was so interesting to learn more about all you do in UFA, and at least I got many new ideas, Annica, things we should get more engaged in. It's just the time, but we have to discuss this more at our next board meeting. But are there any questions or comments from other ones? Annica?
What I think is the most important now is that all of you that's members here, that you go to the website for UFA and for WOFA and look at all the possibilities that's there, and that you get your passwords, you get into where the gold is inside the UFA website. So you can start and get newsletters and get to know where the webinars are, and to start with that. And then the board also will see what we can do more of. And I think that the international work now, it's more important than it ever have been. So we have to be a strong public health force.
And you were telling me that you have the Parliament for European Public Health Week. This is really amazing.
Yes, it is. We have got different parties who's going to take care of different days during the Public Health Week. So we're going to have meetings inside Stortinget. So we're really looking forward to that. You can come, Charlotte.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my Norwegian is really, I mean, apart for Hun Morgan and Tak, probably it will be held in Norwegian, but and then we'll have a meeting in the Parliament in Brussels, so maybe you can come to the EU Parliament.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know that that Norway is not a member of the European Parliament?
Oh yeah.
So the NGOs are getting further in that the politicians get us. So the NGOs are really, really important for us there.
Yeah, you have some collaboration with other committees because yes. I talked with some people in Norway. So sorry, I forgot you don't have.
It's okay. It's okay. But the NGOs are really, really important for us. Yes.
Yes. And for all who are in the meeting, and if you're not a member of the Norwegian Public Health Association, you should be, because that's the way to get access to these two fantastic organizations, the World Federation of Public Health Association and UFA, the European Public Health Association.
Yeah, so that you also know that you are a member in those organizations when you're a member in the Norwegian organizations. So we have a good how we get members into the system in the European Public Health Association. So Jose will help you if there is some things that doesn't work with your membership, and we find out, so you get access to everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Then it's time, I think, to wrap up the meeting. Thank you so much for sharing knowledge and information with us here in Norway. And I'm looking forward to collaborate with you in different ways, both as a member, an individual, and through the Norwegian Public Health Association. So then I at least have to leave and meet my students again.